Hello everyone and welcome to my online module. My name is Jeff Gonzalez, and in this module I'm going to show you how to use an excellent interactive tool using the website PollEverywhere.com. PollEverywhere.com allows teachers to create instant quick polls for students to answer questions within the classroom. By creating these polls, teachers will be able to gather formative assessments on their students and help to understand the different areas of strength and need. Please follow along as I go through step-by-step instructions on how to create instant quick polls on PollEverywhere.com. The first step that you will need to do is to create a free account by clicking on the red button that says Get Started. After you click on the red button, you will then see a page that will ask you if you want to sign up as a participant or a presenter. You will want to click on the You're Presenting tab, and from there, you will want to fill in all of the information to obtain a free account. Once you have done so, please follow along with the rest of the video. Once you're signed into your account, you can see here that I have made up a list of pre-poll questions. In order to create these questions, the first thing you're going to do is to scroll over with your mouse to the upper left corner of the screen. Click on the Create button, and you can choose from one of these 7 different poll types. As you can see, there is multiple choice, word cloud, Q&A, rank order, clickable image, survey, open-ended. If you click on the More button, you will see even more options that you can choose from. The first type of poll, and it is generally the most common type of poll, is the multiple choice poll. You can create a question for any class, but for this example, I will show you a simple geography question that you can implement. As you can see by my example here, I have demonstrated how to insert a question followed by answers. For this example, I've chosen to type in my question. If I wanted to insert an image instead of typing the question, I would simply scroll over to the image icon and click on this icon to insert an image already from my computer. The same can be done for the answers as well, where I can type in the answers or insert an image through the image icon. If I want to insert another option for students to answer, I would simply click on the plus sign and I can type in another answer for them. Now, once you've satisfied with your question, you're going to want to assign the activity to a group, which this means is you are organizing your questions so you can go and return to your questions at a later date, or you can reference your questions at a different time. So if I click on the drop-down menu, it will give me all the different categories. For our purposes, I'm just going to leave it in the ungrouped. Once I've clicked on ungrouped, I'm going to click on create. And as you can see, there is my question, which will be posed as a poll for the rest of my class. So if you click back on polls, you will see a list of polls that you have created, and my question is now in the category of ungrouped because I didn't give it a name and I didn't assign it to a predetermined category. I could move it into one of the other categories if I wanted to, or I can leave it in this category, or I could always rename my category by doing the following. So the first thing you're going to do, because now my question that I've just created is in the ungrouped category, if I click on it and I click on group, it starts a new group for me. Once I'm on my new group, I can hover over it, as you can see here, and rename it. So I can rename this anything that I want it to be. So for our purposes, I'll just name it geography, as it is a geography question. So if I click on the arrow, it will show me my geography question. Now, if I wanted to add another question inside of my geography category, I would simply hover over to add activity, and it would allow me to create another poll from the following drop-down menu options. So let's go back to our polls. Okay, so this is the questions that I have made ahead of time, and this question is the one that we've made in this video. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this question so you can see what the question will look like when your students are answering it during your class. So as you can see from my example, you can see the question at the top, what is the capital of Canada, and the possible answers on the side here. So we have Ottawa, Montreal, and Toronto. At the top of the screen, you will see a link that the students can go to and respond to by going to the address that is shown to them using any device that is applicable. If your students have cell phones that are not smartphones, they can then text the message that appears on the top of the poll screen, and once they do so, they can join the activity and answer the questions right there on their phone, even if it's not a smartphone. So you've made all your questions, you're ready to launch your questions with your students, so the first thing that you're going to want to do is to ensure that the questions are going to be launched properly. So if you hover over to the live button and click on the live button as demonstrated in the video, it would automatically generate a website that your students will go and visit when you are launching the link live with them in the classroom. If you would like to test your poll before you give it to your students, you would simply click on Test over here, and this can show you, as students respond in real life time, the data that you can either project to the classroom or you just keep to yourself for reflection purposes. So for example, if I was to click on Ottawa, as you can see, PollEverywhere.com shows you the answers in real life time. If I click a different response, as you can see, it will show the other answer flash across the screen. The great thing about PollEverywhere is that it can ask your students a question and they can answer anonymously, so they can feel comfortable without having the fear of making a mistake in front of their peers. One of the great features about PollEverywhere is that you're able to share your polls by adding them to Google Slides. In order to do so, you can go to the Chrome App Store and search PollEverywhere for Google Slides extension, as I've shown on the screen, and this will allow you to work inside of Google Slides. Once you have added it to your extensions, follow along with the video and I will show you how to use it inside of Slides. Once you have added the extension, you should see a new option in your menu bar across the top that says PollEverywhere, just like I have right here on my screen. This will allow you to insert new polls that you can create right here on Google Slides, or you can add existing polls from your account that you have previously made. So for example, if I click on PollEverywhere and I click on New, I should be able to create a poll with the different types of questions that we had outlined earlier, as well as creating the questions right there in Google Slides by typing in or inserting images for both the question and the answer. If I go back to my extension and click on PollEverywhere, and I click on Insert Poll, I can click on our question that we previously made in this video, what is the capital of Canada? So I'm going to go ahead and select that question, and I'm going to click on Insert Activity. So now, as you can see, it's going to automatically insert my poll into my presentation. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this slide because there's nothing on there, and I'm going to press Present. And when you press Present, this will automatically show within your Google Slides, and your class will be able to follow along with the presentation with the links and the phone number there so they can text in if they do not have a smartphone. That concludes this segment of the online module. I hope you learned a lot about PollEverywhere.com and you try it in your classroom. Thanks for listening and have a great day.